If we both have it. A lot of people do it. I just go vomit because I go full damage.
Careful now. Cage triggered.
Watch out!
Where is everyone hiding?
Spike down mid. One enemy
Cage
remaining.
triggered.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Remember,
It's teamwork,
wipe the
guys.
pins from your guns.
Good stuff.
It's just good crime scene etiquette.
I'm gonna lock down
Brim,
A.
I'm
yeah,
so
good
glad
job.
I muted
And
this
Brim,
guy.
I applaud you
You're
on
just
your use of smoke
feeding them.
stuff.
Thank you, Trupin. Alright, Cypher, you go A. Trupin,
this is
you
a
go
nice
B.
spot.
And me, I'll watch C.
Don't just go A. Lock down A.
And Neon,
This
just
has
do your
gotta
own
be
thing.
the worst game of Valorant I've ever played.
Caught. Cage triggered. Enemy down.
That's why they call me Shanks.
Cage triggered.
I'm out of here. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Quit your tiptoeing.
Good stuff, guys.
Reloading. No more doubts. We're ready.
Good lockdown, Diddy. I mean, Shanks.
Thank you
What's
for
going
calling
on?
me by my government name.
Keep that up and we'll be immortals in no time.
What am I listening to?
You know what? You can call me
This goes
Luffy.
here.
Monkey D. Luffy. in
That
fact.
goes there.
What does that even mean, Jigga?
Yes.
Is that-
Brim,
is that anime?
we'll call you.
I've had this guy muted since round 2. I'm on round 2.
Kind of Segoy. Oh, yeah.
Make my hands
I
dirty.
think they're mid. They're mid.
Cage
Oh
triggered.
no, guys.
Last player standing.
Okay,
Try Brim.
they all
Or I mean,
my bad.
and Brim.
No, I just can't aim.
I'll do better next time. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Trust me.
No worries. Just do better in the near future.
She was just using her finger blasters.
No, that one is crazy. I can't lie, that one is
Yeah.
crazy.
This goes here.
Yoda, 20.
Man,
That's
you always
good.
make me giggle, Cypher.
Yup.
Nice, now I can show my true personalities online.
Yeah.
No. No, dude, you might need to stop. You might need to stop. You might need to stop that shit.
I can't farm. You do the baby for me. You can just like half that way.
It's you and me. Now we're cooking.
Let's go!
Open up the sky.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
The center.
Wiped clean.
You see that brand up?
Oh,
Very
that
good.
ult. I didn't think I'd hit that many people, honestly.
Last round in the half.
No point saving. Spend it all.
Gotta go.
This is
save it.
actually seamless.
This goes here.
You? Yeah, completely.
Seamless.
Oh,
Dude, my
this is a
balance
nice
is
spot.
lagging.
Yes.
But I just need to, like...
That goes there.
What's wrong with my... There we go.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
I'm feeling quite lonely on C.
I'm out of here.
Someone watch.
Look like a whoa.
Reloading.
Cage triggered.
Spike down A.
Brimstone's on the way.
You are powerless. Oh no.
Because I stayed because I burnt flag because my
Good try, Diddy.
Like either missed his cue or you didn't do it fast enough.
Good try, guys.
Cancel the ult.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Oh yeah, you got this, Neon. Oh, good try.
See.
This is my real voice.
Who am I kidding? This is my real voice.
Switching sides.
They need to focus right now.
Where will they go this time?
I hate
The
this
game's
team,
done,
man.
like,
Why are you like doing this? Oh no! Wait, tutorial.
Wait, guys. Oh, wait. Guys,
Right there.
Yeah, what's up?
does anyone play the tutorial?
You really have to go
Oh my
back
goodness,
into the
this mirrors the
voice.
tutorial. I like the way you think, Shanks.
Yes, this should do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, pop your mic and use the shift key.
Yeah. Make sure to blind the jet as we go
You
in.
know, at least you got them to do it.
I'll
You
have
got
the
them to do
smokes
it.
ready,
Move.
but I won't do them too early.
Okay.
Just right. Shh.
Be very quiet. Or they'll suspect us.
There.
There's a trip. What should we do?
I think... I don't know.
We could
Shanks,
use
don't
our
talk.
knife.
Let's just wait until they peek us garage.
Yeah. Oh man, there they
All right, go
Just
loud.
break it, just break it.
go loud and go proud, boys.
Cage trigger.
Lightning. Reloading. Enemy spotted.
I'm planting from
Enemy
long.
spotted.
Hello?
Spike down. C. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
No!
Good try.
The style points cost them.
But I don't like next time.
I'll teach you
Nah,
the
what is this
secondary
game,
elders.
man?
This is actually.
This is heartbreak. Heartbreak.
It doesn't feel like we're losing though, because I honestly don't know what's going on. I don't have
It's just been like.
the mental fortitude for this.
This goes there.
Oh, okay. I guess I have Spike now.
Stim beacon here. Enemy spotted A.
Cage trigger.
Bye-bye.
Right, Sugman.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, what he said.
He's right. He's right.
Last player standing.
Oh, good try.
I thought you'd slide the opposite way.
Hi. Fight's not over, you know.
Relax, man.
Gotta go.
Dude, I hit the ISO for 120. Just kill me. Just kill me.
Oh, shit, them boys bot.
Yo.
Nah, you don't want to do the voice because it.
You know
in front
what
of
to
your
do.
friend. Nah, that's fake. That's fake.
I'm not doing the voice because it's dumb. And I'm not streaming.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon down.
Spike down. C.
They're still there.
Cage triggered.
Last player standing.
I believe in you, Diddy.
They always do.
Foolish. My ultimate is ready.
Diddy.
Team A.
Oh, wow.
Good try.
Oh,
You could have had that. With the headshot, you could have had that.
I will take back what is mine.
that's enough.
Oh, this is a nice
Terrible
spot.
game. Okay, a swift play to end the night because I gotta end it on dub.
Really? What?
Wait.
I'm out of here.
Hi, I'm shrewd.
That dude-
How about you use
yeah,
your
yeah.
beautiful voice, Sugmanuts? I love the way you
Reloading.
speak. It makes me so happy.
Our spike carrier is
I
killed.
hate shield.
on
I
site,
hate
guys.
shield. I
Down
hate shield.
A.
Okay.
Got the trip. Two down, two to go.
Where is everyone hiding?
Good stuff.
Good intel.
Gotta go.
Wait for it.
Reloading.
There it is. The second ult ping. A classic.
They found my wire.
Enemy A.
Guys, I think I hear long.
Is it fixed?
One enemy remaining. Last player
Oh
standing.
no!
Yeah, bro. Away from me.
It's okay. You got this.
Nice
Oh,
try,
good try.
Hokage. Nice try.
Could he not have
I
just
wouldn't say Hokage, but you're
like
nearly
stayed there and
Keep
shot
up
through
the
the
good work.
box?
Hokage's open.
Hokage to be.
I can't speak, bro. I was about to say
Pay
Hokage's
attention. Might learn something.
No, it's like
I choked on laughter, bro. Oh,
wait, it's like
I'm out of here.
海賊俺になる or something like that, right?
oh my CD!
Oh my god!
Wait, are you Nihongese? Oh, hayo gozaimasu. Shrupen tomoshimasu.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Now we're just gonna
Hello?
lose.
Oh,
Brain
okay.
英語を話せません。
Are you speaking anime?
Nihongo o benkyo shitemasu.
Real anime person.
That's okay, that's kind of racist.
あのアニメは何だと
Oh, I see. Tegusta anime.
Just kidding.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
yeah, running headshot. Yeah,
Anime
yeah.
ga daisuki desu ne. Or desu.
Cage triggered. Caught one. Delete.
Oh, Watashi wa balls it no icho.
Match point.
This is retarded.
Go, go. I'm out of here.
Nah, you can fuck this thing.
We just might, hear me out, might
No
deserve
more
to
charges
lose.
left.
Oh, what is that speed?
Oh, 96, man.
There's two.
Come in.
It's you and me.
I got you.
Oh shit.
You got this, Sadie.
Let's rotate.
Nice try.
Good try.
I'm out of
Nice,
here.
Sigma. That's good trade.
Last player standing.
wow.
Good try, bro.
Elo Vial.
Launching
You have your
smoke.
Ultimate. You have your incendiary.
Yeah, incinerate them. You saw him.
No!
Oh, GG's
They
guys.
have a
It
band.
was
Why are
fun
they
playing.
shooting with the sheriff? Wait, what?
Have a good night. Oh shit.
I know they have bullets too, because they didn't shoot a single one.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm actually crying. Is it brain? Is brain dead? we got a friend request. Oh my.
You got a friend request? Nah. Nah, how far you fallen? Holy crap, man. There's no way.
Wait, Swiplet?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What did I just
Oh my.
listen to?
Oh, I'm actually sweating right now.
Match found.
You can't even kill Nasus. You have spirit first item. What the fuck is going on?
That's why I tell people I play Valorant, bro.
To associate you with that shit? That was embarrassing.
Oh my. That
It was
a
hard to
tough-
listen to.
Tough listen, tough watch.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kinda hard to queue with you right now.
Oh my.
There.
Anything Nate and I play.
Jesus Christ. Oh.
Yeah.
That is retarded.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I started my first day at Valorant High School.
What? Like, what is dude saying?
Does anyone here watch anime? I love anime. It's my favorite.
Rain, what do you think of KO?
Oh my.
You know, the GOAT. What do you think of the GOAT?
I'm actually certified good after that gameplay.
That's really bad.
I deserve to be talked about with LeBron. Jesus.
Kingdom bleeds our planet once
Holy
again.
shit, that was fast. What?
Too many scars for cowards.
Jesus
Bro, who wants that
Christ.
jet skin? Jesus. Terrible. Oh, no, hear me out. Nade, nade.
Oh, wait. Oh, I hit that. I hit that. Oh, no, wait. Let me knife first and then we'll aim this way if it's there.
Okay.
Suppress it.
Spike down B. Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Oh, I didn't even see a person.
Same.
Defuse the spike. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm literally up to the
Reloading.
Like, literally, like,
Oh, wait, enemy has a vice.
Try again.
These guys are old already.
this is being...
The sun is so bright. Don't worry.
My bad. Damn.
Yeah, let's get better.
Alright. Wait. Instead of knifing, I'll eye. So then we can just see where to throw.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna eye instead of you knifing,
Okay.
but same nade strat. No.
There.
Where are you? Cutting their vision. No charges left. Grenade!
Oh, maybe we should have like doubled up on the so like knife and eye. That would sick.
Spike planted.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hear. Next one.
Yeah, I died.
There.
They went for me.
Snuffed out.
Last player standing.
Bro, they said massive first and they went after me and they got wiped by the rest of... Look, nobody on my team's even low besides Brand. They 4-man... Oh my...
Just let
I
them
got
try it.
Vice's wall is actually so broken for
Why are they even doing that?
spike defense, actually.
You just suicide for me. Like, I throw a roost out and they keep eating an R and you're just running straight at me like mindless zombies and my windows just killing them. It doesn't even matter if they kill me. I'm worried about so much on a laner. Like, look at this shit.
Okay.
Too suppressed.
Oh shit, I don't know why.
Killing everything.
They're blind with fear.
Oh my god.
One on the left.
Yeah,
Bring them down.
does it matter?
There.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
This hard does a lot. He hit like
Did not do it.
3.
Oh. Why are they in spawn, man?
Last round before the switch.
Load up. We're not coming back.
No, just instant nade.
Isn't it? Yeah. I don't even know. Do I just aim it right there? So it bounces up?
Yeah.
Oh my brother, no. No way to guys.
No, but that would have been
sick.
so perfect.
Flashbang.
Some noobs there was like making a guide about it, and I was like, bro, I saw bait. Let's work this, bro.
Flashbang.
Spike planted.
Oh my shit, bro.
Them down.
Last player standing.
They're blind with fear.
Easy clutch.
No, I should have been able to get that.
Switching sides.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in. Let's win and get out of here.
Same thing, but on this side of the window. Hear me out.
Yeah, I can swear.
There.
Down to off.
Yeah, no.
Surely this is the angle, right? Surely. Then again, I didn't take physics in college, so.
No, you got this. You got this. You got this.
Keep up.
Grenade out.
Catch them.
Well,
Well, it was something.
Suppressing. One suppressed.
Bring them down. Reloading.
Oh, really useful champ there, though. Shit.
One enemy remaining.
He's good. If they have full switches. If they even have one tank, you can't do anything. So you have to pray their top looks like ADC, like base top or something.
Shutting them down.
dude, why did no one have spike?
I got the spike. Enemy spotted it.
Thanks, by the way.
Oh, we're
my
going,
podcast
eh?
is the same
Okay.
shit.
I like it. Just kill.
Spikes down.
Oh wait, we lost.
Spike down A. 30
No,
seconds
no, I
left.
believe.
Spike retrieved.
Last player standing.
Okay,
Is that
okay.
the best you've got?
It's not like it's ADC, bro. I swear.
I'll shut them down.
Take a
Till then,
break, like,
survive.
That was a bit sus.
I get
Nope.
fanboy.
No.
Also, it's hard on mid to get like excellent.
Nature's walls are coming down.
You usually play good at the
Nope.
start, yeah.
Flash.
I dropped the spike.
It's hard to get excellent. The only way you can get excellent is if you solo kill, plus like
My ult ready.
solo kill.
Eyes
And
down.
then I'll do it.
Find you. Mark one. One down.
Throwing charge.
Three. Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
Gotcha, fun.
One enemy remaining.
turn. You were beat.
Have one
Match
of it.
point.
Okay, Raze.
Okay,
Your
okay.
pin shells, my fragments, maximum damage.
Hmm?
Not a single person.
Yeah, like I'll be on like after 10.
Surely you're joking, right?
Oh my, he literally goes scared.
We survived.
Yeah, he does the very
Flashbang.
I've learned.
Just don't move.
Just don't move.
Bring them down.
Net deployed. Flashbang.
Current their vision.
Last player standing.
Oh, I hate that blind. I can't see it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my god.
Attackers win.
That was
Others
nasty.
have more to offer. How foolish of me.
Bro, wait, your combat score.
That's good, huh? How do
Mhm,
I check
mhm.
it? Wait. 86? That's fine. 630? That's fine.
Wait, no, one more.
Like, he's kind of raw though. He's 1500 LP.
Nice to meet you.
Last player
Oh my
standing.
God.
Wait. I feel something. I feel my power levels increasing.
Spike
Watch
planted.
this.
Match
I
found.
might have to mute you.
Diddy, John.
What are you saying, man?
Diddy. He's so cracked. Ah! Yeah. We'll get him next time. I hope.
Stay in range. Let him be.
Hey, Sadie, why don't
I
you talk
know.
to
He's good though.
Yes, I'm pumped.
Come on.
10 seconds left.
My whole team.
One enemy remaining.
All 1 HP on God.
Spike planted.
I'm not fixing it.
Do I do it?
Remaining.
Wait, do I have any smoke? Oh, I do have smokes.
Fuck is dodging.
Wait. Is that what I think it is?
Wait, is that like the kingdom credit thing you used to buy stuff? Symbol on Omen's chest?
Oh, no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot. As they don't type, they're on level 5 and there's 3 minutes. But I can't control myself. Play jungle, bro. I can do.
No manches, do they ever quit? ¿Cómo friegan?
Yeah, what's up?
Does anyone play the tutorial?
You really have to go
Oh my
back
goodness,
into the
this mirrors the
voice.
tutorial. I like the way you
Guys,
think, Shank. Guys.
Right there.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh my god, my
Does
shoulder.
anyone play the tutorial?
Oh no, wait, tutorial.
Wait, guys.
The guy
Guys.
Right
beating
there.
him up.
Yeah, what's up?
Does anyone play the tutorial?
You really have to go
Oh my
back
goodness,
into the
this
voice.
mirrors the tutorial. I like the way you think, Shanks.
Yes, this should do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flarky keeps. Yeah, and Flarky keeps taking like.
Jesus.
Not the fight.
Reloading.
It's not a play.
at the wall there.
There.
Shadows
There.
traveling.
Grenade!
Dude, what?
Spike planted.
Slag so.
Oh, what the fuck?
You were a mistake.
Got one. Enemy spotted A.
My buddy's defusing.
Reloading.
One enemy remaining.
Right there.
Reloading. Reloading.
That knife was so tough. That's so tough.
Shame.
I like the guns, but the wand is like.
Bro, like, it's like, you're so alpha when you win. Like, you
Come
can
in.
just stick it up their assholes,
Again.
bro. I swear, every person I played with that has that is so that guy's probably so good. Whoever that has that on your team. So long, man. Did you top right?
Matt, what knife do you have?
Standing.
No, top frag is standard.
Oh, bro, what? He does.
Barrier created.
Got him. Someone's there. Enemy A.
Satchel out.
Why does OP never work?
Oh. Satchel out.
Last player standing. 30 seconds left.
Two more.
Where the fuck are they?
They're
It's you and me. Cover going out.
Spike planted.
Okay.
Now I know how annoying.
That's
my
what kind of moves in, bro. That seems good. Can't come from the movement of players.
Wait, I should have just swapped to the sheriff. I actually could have killed them. Hold up. No, wait, I might be a dumbass.
Stay out of my home.
Placing wall trap.
shit on.
I suggest you move.
placed. Good hit. My blind is dead. Wall tripped. Rip and tear. Bones are live.
Someone's coming from mid.
Last player standing. Spike down A. Last round in the half.
This is it. Get those guns.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Wait, this guy's not AFK. Oh, this guy's AFK.
You're
Retrieving
nah, you're
flash.
trolling. You're trolling.
That's dope. Okay.
Last place. Not ready yet. Black truck destroyed.
Dizzy has targets. Right there.
Launching thorns.
Reloading.
Thorns activated.
Down B.
Oh my god.
Last player standing.
See one?
Gloves in timeout. My ultimate's my turn. Arsenal.
No.
Oh. I like the idea though.
Switching sides.
They mess with one of us, they mess with all of us.
It kind of frees away with 2 minions. Okay, so I'm gonna use it. I'm trying to bait out my E. Doesn't move.
Now look at that placement though.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
Launching thorns.
Oh man, every time I play like racist,
Spike carrier's down.
I can go
Spike
back.
down A.
Enemy spotted.
Last player standing.
Bro,
I might be trolling.
Match point.
My burden never ends.
you can't even outroll me or outpush me. Ow. What's gonna force me to bring this apart?
You get what you fight for.
Here.
Blinding crack.
Go get him. Grenade. Enemy
Reloading.
satchel out.
Yo, where the fuck is my team?
Get out of here.
Wall set.
Rip and tear. Sword activated.
Bro, why don't they just
Rip
hit it
and
when I
tear.
come, bro?
Thorns activated. My blind is dead.
One dead.
Bro, why does he
Last
not
player
do
standing.
it
One
after he's,
enemy
like,
remaining.
Oh my, and then fucking step.
Oh my god.
So good.
Because I want it like as close to the other side so that they don't like get step up.
It's taken from.
On forward, yeah it does.
Dream big.
Make it happen.
Somebody out. Saw you, Mosh. Hawk's ready. Casual out. Right there.
Thanks, little man. Don't like the way you say it.
Launching sword. Flashing.
He doesn't like.
You should
like
run.
level 9.
My blind thorns are live. Wall tripped. Rip and tear. Thorns are live.
Reloading.
Wait.
Headshot.
Next wave is like.
Last player standing.
I see the person on the left.
Defenders win.
Cage trigger. Enemy down.
Damn, do we end on a loss like that?
Nah.
Yeah, so bad.
Almost halfway there. I can actually make it so fast. Never mind.
Wait, how do you have that much XP already?
Cage trigger. Enemy down.
That's why they call me Shanks.
Cage trigger. Down.
That's why they call me
Match
Shanks.
found.
Cage trigger.
I'm out of here.
One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Quit your tiptoeing.
Good stuff, guys.
Reloading. No more doubts. We're ready.
Good lockdown, Diddy. I mean, Shanks.
Thank you
What's
for
going
calling
on?
by my government name. Thank you
What's
for
going on?
Okay, I'm gonna have to take this guy's raptors. No cap.
calling by my government name.
Keep that up and we'll be immortals in no time.
I'm listening to him.
You know what? You can call me Luffy. Monkey D. Luffy.
The pray for Aaron, but the problem is
Ram,
it's fucking
we'll call you.
I have this computer. I've had this guy muted in round 2. I'm on round 2.
Kinda sick.
Lotus.
Oh
You can see
yeah.
building. I don't think he's going to cancer build.
They're mid.
I kind of hate this map.
Or no,
Last player standing.
Sorry, Bram. Or I mean, and Bram.
I just can't aim.
I'll do better next time. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Trust me.
Stano's there too.
Nothing fancy, yeah? We go in, we crush them, we
Welcome
get
back
out.
to Jar. So your news for today. Let's join the Prodigy Agency with this welcoming post on Twitter by Prodigy stating, "We are proud to support
Gotta go. Placing sentry.
Oliver moment for the Garen somehow.
Go, go, go.
Trevor!
Drop in a smoke.
Blinding!
Destroyed.
Dizzy's up top. Dizzy has target. Loading.
him on his journey
Holy
to
shit,
conquer
bro.
the trophy.
Especially not after I get this
Chef
item.
Philip gets dropped by energy, which he posts about on Twitter as well. And Cloud9 might possibly
Last
farm
player
Rossi,
standing.
which is seen
Down.
on this
Spike
screenshot
down
of
A.
Village. That's all for your news today. Enjoy your clip.
Oh, close.
Tara na! Clock's ticking.
He did. Not even as well, mid league.
Quick feet, quick trigger. Take this! Go, go, go! Here! Yeah!
Mosh pit.
Wipe! Spike's down.
Spike down A.
Door's good.
Can't deal with the move masters ABC.
Last player standing.
Gotta go. Go, go,
Bro,
go.
where are you shooting?
There's someone flying.
Gotta go.
Oh, you didn't kill him?
One enemy remaining.
Oh, 124 on him.
Oh, this reminds me of this one time.
Well, I have
that
ults.
Actually,
Wait, you never seen Bob? We're supposed to be like a new player. Just slow with it. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's never gonna kill me.
go, go, go.
The hunt begins.
Dropping. Go away. I'm out of here. Shortcut. Block it. I'm out of here.
Why is my noob game scared?
On
These
to
are all
our
their
moves.
peaceful times.
Yeah.
Everyone, multi-color
Here we go.
Reloading.
focus guy. What?
I'm in that.
I suggest you
Last player standing. Last round before the
I think
switch.
we just have to all jump over at the same time. Yeah. But that's so,
That's so hard.
Gotta
yeah.
go.
I don't know.
Thing is, if I'm gonna lose, like I'd rather lose
Sentry.
farming. Cause I'm a rice farmer. Actually, no, I'm on cotton.
We fight to win. Alarm bot out. Watch
I
out.
would say
Here we
it's
go.
game, but the problem is it's smaller. It's like the smaller the head, like it's like Jinx,
We're good. Our spike's down.
120? Are you serious?
Out of charges.
I
got the spike.
Last player standing.
Let's mess the play.
Switching sides.
I
Match
see walking
point.
flying from them.
I'm over
Someone
them.
else flying.
I'm out of here. Gotta go.
Got my lane hijacked again. Yeah.
Just cool down. We're good enough to win.
go, go!
Oh, there's a lot, eh?
Running low. Go, go, go!
Spike down A.
I'm out of here.
Well, I got 2 of them.
Go, go, go! There.
One enemy remaining.
Our job gets cold.
Oh, this is a much better trajectory.
We're back. We're back. Wait, can he see me here? Nah, man.
I'm out of here. Let's play. Out of charges. Let her go. Yeah.
Blinding! Flash out!
Spike down C.
Concussing!
No PK. Take this. Go, go, go.
Look at his last 4 games, by the way.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Thirty seconds left. Spike planted. Clutch. Attackers win.
Nick, we winning flames every game. Ironically. I never got stopped up mid. By the jungler, maybe. Only game I got slapped up. Yeah, that's the only game.
Not on a loss.
Didn't even matter.
Not on a loss.
You underrated at this point.
I roamed bot.
Okay, actually, just Q and raid. Fuck
I
it.
got like 3 kills like 3 times.
Yeah, +4 tomorrow?
No, at
At 9?
9:45.
Oh my
9:45.
God. Is it like 3?
19, yeah.
Oh my.
Alright, since we are unlocking Vice anyways, I guess I get KO.
Close in timeout. Blinding fast. Flashing.
Two outside, two
I know
outside.
exactly where. That's 3.
One more. Raise beam in and one
Last
outside.
player standing.
Dude, I actually have KO on my other account.
I used to hate KO, but like, he's like, rookie pretty fun.
Yeah, I just can't use his nade, right? Or not the nade, the flash.
One enemy remaining. Match found. Spike planted. My ultimate's ready.
Of course, when he's on my team, someone dodges.
Blinding. Bring me the arsenal. Wall tripped.
Bro, he's not even that good.
I have the vision.
One knock, one more, one more.
Wait, Matt, how'd you make your Valorant stretched?
Me?
Yeah.
What's it called? You just make a custom one that's like where the ratio. You know how you can change your res in NVIDIA or whatever.
Oh, you have to do it in NVIDIA, not through the fucking game.
Yeah, and then you gotta make sure that it's what do you call it? I think your horizontal to your vertical is like the ratio should be like 1 point or greater than 1.5 or something. So like,
Yeah, I was thinking it was gonna be like 2 or 3. I was low key thinking I was gonna do 3.
oh shit.
Imagine.
But yeah, so I think I'm on like 15 something 1080.
Wait, does your sense feel weird or?
Not really.
Okay.
But I also like change my sense every day, every like 30 seconds. So that's also like in the time that we've been playing, I think I've changed it like 7 times.
Are you serious? But why?
Placebo, bro.
I have the vision.
Wait, what if you just stick to 1 sense? Oh, okay, no, I feel that, man. That's why I can't stick to 1 Champion League.
Exactly, just boring. Then, because if I stick to 1 sense, then I just win the game, right? That's just boring, bro.
No, also, like, some TFT games are boring, or like a lot of TFT games are boring. It's like, you have to play meta now. It's so cringe.
Exactly.
Like, where are the good TFT days where you could run funny shit like full Vanguard or something? Like, come on.
The Pitfall? Remember that one?
Which one is that?
Is there no, that's the one where like...
Oh my, dude. Oh, we should have just went to TFT.
The one with the dinosaur.
Who, Nick?
Oh, dude, there's a single player mode now.
What do you mean?
In TFT.
Single player mode?
Yeah, Talker's Trials.
What does that even mean, single player? Was it not single player?
No, it's like PvE. Like single player.
What?
Player standing.
Like a storyline mode or something?
Nah, there's just like 30 levels. But it's like, sorry, 30 rounds, not levels.
Oh.
Do you change your sense a lot too, or not?
No.
I already know it's him.
I just play a bunch of shits.
He's the only guy who types.
Like I switched like... I was like 0.28 and then 0.4 and
There's
then
about a gloomy
0.5.
he stole from me.
No peeking! Over there. Enemy spotted. Throwing net.
Yeah, but he's better than the shit is rank.
Oh, yes, the Vice is fun.
You know when my support runs it, I'm always so fast.
Oh, wow.
Mark 2. Bring them down.
No, but that's one way to cancel the Vice. Just silence. Just silence the Vice.
Together fade.
Them
the true meaning of fear.
Draven.
Also, the Neon just came out of nowhere.
Pretty good. He just trolls a lot of content. I don't know, when he's like trying, he's actually so good. Deadass. Like I watch it so much. Like
Just check their
oh,
neon
he's
bushes running. I'll find you.
Knife deployed.
Drop in a smoke.
One suppressed.
Oh, we got the vice again.
Flash.
Bring them down. Down one.
Bro, I can't tell where anything is.
Bring them down.
I can't move the vices. Things are here.
Where
Like, I'm
are
gonna
they?
die if I do. Oh my god.
Last player standing.
Hey, yo!
No, wait. What? How are there so many?
Chill with this clips.
If I power down, restart me. You leave
I might not even be able to go beta.
Yeah, on the bright side, we're not getting fucked by the vice stuff right now. And I say it right now because I might die before I can knife.
Reloading.
cover going out.
Target down.
No, it's Casper.
Oh yes.
Why is he typing?
My computer just froze.
I just have stuff to do too.
The wall and the plants, man. Wait, how long does this shit stay up?
Sound sensor up.
Gotta go beat. Wait, where's my beta?
One enemy remaining.
3 down.
Next time,
My building is so broken. Oh, God.
Holy crap, dude, my computer dead ass froze when I was fighting that.
What? Wait, when?
When I was fighting when I was like right here.
Over there.
I don't know how I did that. Maybe
Must
I
be
went
my
to go
beta
like
build.
reload or something.
Archangel, Heroa, like this one.
Or someone killed the gecko.
Yeah, I think KO is just the play now that Vice is out. Holy shit.
You mean? I feel like I learned from the goat Nemesis and the goat Chovy.
My ult is ready.
Yeah, Nemesis is so bad.
Oh, they got
Throw
the
a
knife.
net.
Any traders?
Spike
He's
down
actually
mid.
just trolling.
I was watching. I was getting like just a
Last
faker top
player
special. Like
standing.
you'd be getting ganked from top laners. Like, I don't even understand how that's allowed.
Long.
Yeah. Nemesis is like, he's a snowflake though.
the rest will follow.
Nemesis is like really like, he's like emotional and he's like a snowflake. He bans people from his chat for like saying like they miss canon and shit. Kind of crazy.
I love this part.
Yeah.
Flash.
I'll find you.
Why is this skin active?
Suppressing. One suppressed.
B guard. There's an accident. There's just an accident.
Right side.
Blinding.
Wait, you can just bait out the wall like that.
Wait, that's kind of crap.
Hey, pull them spider.
Oh fuck, she was on the right. Damn, I didn't realize they came in already.
I have this one.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing. Clutch.
120!
Look for my shadows, they will hide you.
Listening. Sound sensor up. Listening.
Yeah, it's a pretty build actually. Did you go beta there? Beta early game? This is rare.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Take it big. Break it.
No escape. Enemy. Sound sensor out. Spike carrier down.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Well timing.
I'm actually flat for the E. That's I'm sorry. I'm kind of off for that.
My ult is ready. I reckon I'll take a kip after this. I've earned it.
Yeah. Yeah, you like stop or something. There's like support and shit, right?
Nah, that's so disrespectful. That is so
No, there's
disrespectful.
that. I think flat B. GG.
I didn't even play last one.
Out the year.
I have the spike.
What?
Spike down
Throwing
B.
net. Quarry kill B.
Why are you trading with me? Are you retarded? Genuinely.
Sound sensor up. Down.
Oh, he's back to lane anyway. He's like thinking takes with me for no reason.
Blocking movement. Them down.
Yeah, but I don't like something for
Like
this.
I never left. Spike planted.
One enemy
It's
remaining.
kindness. Reloading.
Jesus, that's disgusting. That's messed up.
Find the weakest link and kick him in the shin.
Yeah, I guess they farm a lot and no force too. What? How you just walked after that?
I'm just gonna ult, fuck it.
Bye, buddy.
Ultimate ready.
Not me and Mikey. I don't know what.
Cover going out.
Listening.
Shadows traveling.
Mark to bring them down. We found no escape.
Why is my move back on going in on that?
Barrier deployed.
Move jungler.
Enemy spotted.
Oh. I wouldn't have come to help
Last
you.
player standing. Spike
I hate
down
those
A.
thorns, man. I hate those thorns.
Oh yeah! Monster
Oh,
on the
I
loose!
came to help. He doesn't even move.
That's the wall.
You literally kill him.
30 seconds left.
It's like you're scared to do shit. Get it. Now he wants to come. What's the point, bro?
Outside of this gig, immortality doesn't have as many day-to-day benefits as you'd think. Reloading.
Vice is a little strong.
Yeah.
Alright, muckers. Off we go.
Can't even back.
Such a good sentinel. It's gonna be so fun to
Bro, why
play.
do we don't fight when I want them to fight, and they come and just give my laner free kill for no reason.
Where are
Shadows traveling.
throwing net?
Stay in sight.
Rolling them in.
Just red top.
Enemy B. Your story ends here.
Flashbang.
Spike is down.
Spike down B.
Enemy B. I have spike carrier down. Blocking movement.
Oh, what is
Last player standing.
There was two there.
You know what we should do? I'll tell you. We should reloading.
Oh, what? What? Ow, but...
Throwing net. Headshot. You will not kill my allies. Sound sensor up.
Last
Spike
player
carrier
standing.
down.
Spike down mid.
Oh,
That's so
wow.
defensive.
Yeah,
They have
18
courage.
kills.
But no one is immune to fear. Listening.
Oh. Yeah, how's my team dying?
Their fears betrayed them.
Target sighted. B.
Fine, bro. I know, but then he's just gonna R me
Knife deployed.
and kill me. Use mattress too.
No escape.
On the left, on the left, on the left.
Oh,
Have a kit. Refresh.
Reloading.
Sensor tripped.
Last player standing.
Nay danger. I got the spike.
Thirty seconds left.
Oh, okay. Got a stack from him. Thank you, buddy.
Spike planted. My ult is ready.
One enemy remaining.
Nah, I like this item first. I always went rod first, but this one, you survive more because you have the like the shield and shit. Nah, that game's go like 10 years. Isn't it better to build it later?
Dropping
You get a
smokes.
level.
No.
It takes more XP.
nah.
I guess like
Last
Just went the
round
wrong
in
way.
the half.
Spend everything. We keep nothing.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Just see those shit. Listen. Let's get this done.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Oh fuck.
Prepare for hellfire!
Sound sensor up.
Flashbang.
Blocking movement.
Blinding.
I don't think so.
Just wait all around.
No escape. And stay down. Ultimate ready.
No,
The one on the left.
my headphone died.
Shutting them down.
Not that that's bad, because I have to.
Reloading.
Careful here. Careful here.
There's a wall. There's a wall.
30 seconds left.
Spike carrier down.
Spike down B. Last player
Bro,
standing.
where's this clothes, man?
I don't know. I saw that shit was on him.
Team Ace.
Holy shit.
Switching sides.
Their death demands our attention. Over there. Listening. Listening.
Oh shit.
We'll catch them. Bring them down. You're blinded.
Spike planted.
Die and be done. Barrier deployed. Throwing net.
One enemy remaining.
People just, I swear people underestimate Veigar's damage, like early game. Like his arguments. They need to wait.
Let's make a plan, then execute.
Sound sensor up.
Time to work.
Listening. Blocking movement.
Cover going out.
Marked one.
Oh, why this guy pulling my knee and what's that? Sorry, what's the mid lane? It's the mid lane at Naxos.
Yeah.
That's Twisty.
No escape.
I think I still die. Yeah, I know, but like, I didn't see him, honestly. Yeah, I could have done myself.
Spike planted.
I got scoped.
Mark 1. Mark 2.
Bring them down. Catch them. Sound sensor out. Neon star.
One enemy remaining.
You done saving. I can't do that. If they did that to me, I'd be gone there.
Perfectly done.
I'd be not done.
The backs will be towards at least one of us.
Must stack. Must stack. Must stack.
Sound sensor up. Listening.
And I bring Ultimate Hunter for Gaming Storm. Or unmovable.
Suppressing. 3 suppressed.
Barrier deployed.
Nice.
Target site
That'd be the Chad build.
reloading. Enemies.
That's a little unfortunate.
Try again.
The menu, but after menu.
I don't have it yet. 3 seconds.
No, after 3.
That was a class. Reloading. Target site
Give him one.
Yeah, 400 stacks.
No, I already used it.
How you play bigger.
No charges. No charges.
That made bro mishandled.
30 seconds left.
No escape.
Yeah. I never unhad anybody.
That's 2 here.
Over there.
Bro, what the
10 seconds left.
Bye bye, buddy.
Enemy B.
Hit him! Come on.
Marked
No,
one.
let's just.
shot. Human brains are hard to replace.
Winnable. Winnable.
Say winnable.
Listening. Sound sensor up.
Look how quick my ult cooldown is with the Ultimate Hunter.
Shadows traveling.
Barrier deployed.
Fine, you can have her. I don't even need it, bro.
Spike planted.
Oh my, I'm gonna get this thing at like level
Last
60
player
now.
standing.
Oh,
That's so
they
good.
came from flank too. Or from mid, I mean.
That's what I need voids. I ain't ever going for this guy.
Throw it.
I'm only going for this guy. Your win count. Lol.
Make them regret their choice of profession.
Hey, oh.
Sound sensor up. Listening.
Attack the cannon.
Bring your best.
Yeah.
Shutting them down.
Oh shit.
Spike planted.
Oh man, there's so much shit everywhere. I can't Q because of the minions, and then he's so fast over the corner.
no escape.
Found one. Close your eyes. My ult is ready. I'll find you.
Nightmare takes them! Blocking movement. Mark.
Flash.
Last player standing. Match point.
Their teeth will chatter in the cold and dark. Listening.
Thank
Sound
God I
sensor up.
broken accent.
Sound sensor up. Listening.
Marked one.
Barrier. Sensor
Whoa.
tripped. No supply. Throwing net. Over there. Hold them to their grave. Nothing there.
Spike planted.
Dude, where is everyone missed?
Oh man, I hit him with the Q flash to avoid anything that.
Still in sight.
Now I hit him with one of these. Boom. Yo, what is my Q? Not sugar shit.
Sleep.
Okay.
That's a kill.
Enemy spotted A.
Oh.
Bring them down.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Reloading.
One enemy remaining. Clutch. Attackers win.
Dude, that's just like better deadlock
Actually,
fucking net,
it's
isn't it? It's better deadlock net. Like what?
insane.
Bro drove the Herald into me.
Bro, you better go to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Until he drove it to the wall.
It's good.
Alright,
It's
yes, yeah.
I'll be on tomorrow
It's okay,
though.
yeah,
No classes
you know,
Friday,
like,
so
like,
you know.
like,
Alright,
We know they can't even see.
It's a lot easier now because red buff exists and Shiv does, Nashers as well. But traditionally, it's or even now, having too many bows in an AP comp can be a negative. But yeah, so one last thing I'll say, like you can probably get an idea of like yourself how good these components are, judging by what they make. But glove is by far the worst. It doesn't make any good items besides steadfast, and steadfast is only good because, well, not only, but half the value of steadfast is the fact that it kills a glove. The best glove item, that's the only item that's in S tier, is going to be TG, and the whole idea of TG is that you can kill 2 gloves to make a better item. That's not a glove item. So it's a very high tempo item. It's good early, it's good late, and it's kills. It has good item component economy. So it fills all 3 roles. That is why it is in S tier along with Rageblade. So that's the introduction for how these are rated. I'll go over a couple of these. I won't try to like go over each one. Maybe I will, but I'll go over them in like groups. So, for instance, Rageblade fills all 3 conditions. Right? It's one of the best items early. It's needed on units. A lot of the meta units, like you need it on Callista for the most part. You need it on like Cassiopeia, or it's really really good on Syndra. A lot of, if you go here, right, I listed all the units that use Rageblade. Half these units here benefit with like really well with having 2 of them, right? Like double Rageblade Syndra is like, I don't know when this post will come out, but if people haven't realized yet, double Rageblade Syndra is like best in slot over Nashor's. It's really close between Nashor's, but it depends on your front line. Double Rageblade Cassiopeia is really good. Rageblade plus Shojin is a really good combination for a lot of units. And yeah, so I think I don't really have to make a huge argument about why it's an S tier. You guys will have played some games of Set 12 by now. Moving on, Stoneplate, Dragon's Claw, both really good early on. Later on, you can't find anything, any units that can't hold these. Any comp will have a user for these. Declaw has more value later on because of the max HP scaling, while Stoneplate has more value on earlier, because it's harder to position like a unit by itself late game because you have so many units, and but early game it's very good because you're getting a lot of value for only 2 components. Sorry. Moving on to the anti-heal section. Anti-heal will always be good. Like 99% of comps will always need it, and then like the last 5% or like last 1% will be like benefit a lot just from having it. What I mean by that is there's some comps that just like burst down carries, and then like they don't really have a chance to heal up, so you don't really need it. But just having like a source of burn is good in general. But yeah, outside of that, it follows the same rules. Burn is like really strong early. Any direct damages, like Spark and Shiv as well, and you're not going to go wrong with slamming a Sunfire early on. Later on, it's a bit more questionable, but early on, it's probably a really good slam. Probably better than Morello in some spots if you have like a really tanky front line. Spark and Shiv, again, I'm repeating myself a lot here, but it's good early, good late, does direct damage, so it's strong. You always need Shred later on if you're playing AP. Can't go wrong with these. Shojin, really good item holders. Really good later on, really good in Fast 9 if like Xerath can hold it, Morgana to an extent. Basically every unit in the game that it's in the backline can hold it. So again, it's like Rageblade. I don't have to argue about that one. Steadfast, I could see it in A tier as well, but this comp's more like this tier list is about how readily will I be slamming these items the moment I get the components for them. And for Steadfast, it's more about like, it's more about a chain and glove. Like I'm not going to be holding out for any better items, right? Like I can understand if I have a tier and I don't make a vow right away, like a tier and a chain, because I need to find a blue buff for my Karma, or I need to hold on to tier for Shiv because I need Shred. I don't have it yet. But for chain and glove, there's nothing I would ever hold out chain for, or glove. So I'm gonna make Steadfast like almost every time the moment I get it. It is a very good tank item though. I'd say like this is probably like second best tank item technically. It's hard to rate tank items. It's based on the carry and whatnot. But yeah, moving on. A tier. These are more items that I would have to. There's like it's not like a 100% slam every time. It's more like it's a bit more conditional. For example, like Bramble is very good. Kills 2 chains you don't really care about. Really good early game because it does direct damage. By the way, if you guys don't know what direct damage is, it's just like item damage, like how Sunfire burns or Spark does the magic damage. That's just what direct damage is. Bramble does magic damage as well when it gets attacked. The only issue is that if you scout around and there's no AP users, or like no AD users, sorry, then it's not as strong, obviously. It loses a lot of value, so I would probably hesitate a bit before slamming. And it does fall off a bit late game. Warmogs, really good value early on. I'm just a bit hesitant about using both my belts if I get it, because they are pretty common Morello holders, and Morello is really, really important. And then the other belt is also valuable. It can make like Redemption, it can make Sterix, it can make Nashers. So I hesitate a bit, but for the most part, really good early on. Sterix Gauge is basically like Warmogs. It used to be like better than Warmogs before Warmogs was buffed, now sorry, the idea, like if you guys didn't know, if there was any unit that was above 2700 HP, Steric's Gauge was just better, because it gave more HP overall. And but now with like Warmark's buff, I think it's 2700 now, or like 3000, somewhere between there. So it's a bit more of a choice. So yeah, it's really good. It's because it's flexible. Late game, if you're playing AP and you want to kill sword, it's there to be a tank item. If you are playing AD and you need it like for a Fiora or like for a Briar, it's there for you, a great item. But the issue is that obviously because it scales off percentage HP, it will be weaker early game where you have less HP. That goes for a lot of items like Giant Slayer, which we'll talk about later, but obviously less, again, weaker units, sorry, less bulky units early on means weaker early on. Same thing with Redemption, that's why it's B tier. Really, really good later on, really not that great early on. Red buff, we don't talk, red buff is a great slam, because it's anti-heal again, but it's also a way to kill bows in your AP comp. Helm, basically the AP of Steric's Gauge, mana item or tank item, can't go wrong. Even Shroud, Last Whisper are basically the equivalents of Sunder for AD. The reason it's a bit lower is because I think it provides less tempo, somewhat, and because the meta is very AP orientated. These don't lead to as good of units as comps as these two. Like this is going to like Karma, Syndra, obviously really strong comps at the moment, but these are like going to Callista, Smolder. AD is just not that great. Callista is very good, but you know Syndra 2 is winning lobbies, right? So hard to fight that. Rabadons, if you look at my previous draft, you'll see that Rabadons is like S tier, but after like seeing how dominant like the meta is with AP units that don't need Rabadons, it's definitely fallen out of favor. The item quality is insanely high. It's like the best AP item you can get in the game at the moment. That's not Radiant or Artifact, but first of all, it uses 2 rods, which are very hard to come by if you're playing AP, because like it's like Spark, Rabadons, that's 3, and then a third AP item or a second AP item is going to be like JG or Gunblade, that's another rod, and Archangels, that's probably like 5 rods. So most times, if you have, let's say you get dropped on the Krugs, you get dropped glove, 2 rods, glove, and a sword. You're not going to be making Rabadons plus an IE in that situation. You're going to be making JG and Gunblade, because you'd rather have 2 good items over 1 amazing item and 1 item you can't use at all, right? Like, how are you going to make IE work in a AP comp? Even if you wait and lose some HP, like if you don't slam the IE, you're losing HP, right? Because people will be slamming their items and higher elos. And then what do you make out of the glove and the sword, right? The glove, you want to kill as soon as possible, so you're not really greeding for anything. The Shojin, you could probably be waiting for the sword. You'll probably be waiting for Shojin, but outside of that, you really have nothing to like greed for. Crown Guard, really good early, falls off somewhat late, uses a rod, so I'm a bit hesitant to put in S tier. But I like the item a lot. I think it's a really good early game. It's just the fact that it uses rod and a rod heavy meta that I'm a bit concerned about slamming immediately. Okay, so let's talk about like healing items, and then we'll cover like some of the egregious items that you should be avoiding this set. Healing is never going to be higher than like a B tier in my opinion, because unless there's like a unit that's like based around healing, because healing scales off the damage you do more so than other items, because like if you do like a Gunblade Ziggs 2 versus a JG Ziggs 2, the JG one is always going to win, right? Because you do more damage and you don't really care about healing until you're taking damage. So it's a lot better than last set because there are more 80 items holder, more healing item holders early on. Last set we had Darius 2, that was like the prime example, and there was no other 80 or BT / Gunblade item holders early on, in my opinion, that were like good enough for you to streak with. Kha'Zix was terrible. Probably Kindred, like for Gunblade, there's like some backliners that could probably use it, but you much rather use a rod for other stuff. But this set we have Caston, we have Elise, we have Jace, We have some Nyla is like okay with it. We have a Akali that's okay with it. That's like three really good and like two other like solid holders of it. It does also go into great users like Fiora loves having PT, and that's part of the reason why healing items also can't be like lower than can't be too low like in D tier, because while it may not be good early, for a unit that needs a healing item, they need it, right? For like, that's a redundant thing to say, but like Fiora without a BT or healing item is basically useless, right? She'll die within like the first 5 seconds. It's the same idea as Karma without a blue buff, or any mana item without a or any AP caster without a mana item, or Kalista without a Rage Blade. Right? If you, it's like it's not negotiable. Like Rabadons, you don't need it technically. You can get away with combining like a JG and a Nashor's or whatnot, but healing is something like you need on the melee units. IE, I'm going to talk about IE and JG real quick because they're crit items, and you might be a bit confused as to why IE is so low. IE basically loses a lot of value early game. It's weak early and whatever late game. So early, its identity is giving your unit the ability to crit. So, and crit scales off how much AD you have, right? Early game, you're not gonna have a lot of AD. First of all, you have lower cost units, like 1 and 2 costs. Second of all, sometimes your traits won't be activated. So like Hunter is like often not activated early with like Jinx. You won't be getting that AD. It might not be upgraded, right? If you have like a 3 cost your item holder, obviously it's not going to be upgraded by like until like stage 3 or 4, and you won't have other items, right? If you have a Deathblade plus IE is an amazing slam, but a naked unit with an IE, it's going to be at its weakest. So that's why IE falls off there. And late game, you might think there's a lot of holders for it, but Varus is the only unit that really wants IE. The other units the other units don't really care about it. Like Kalista does not care about having IE. It's nice on her, but you have Rage Blade, you have Fairy Crown, and then third item is going to be a second Rage Blade, or it can be a Death Blade, or it can be a Last Whisper, or a Gunblade. Last Whisper is probably the best one, but IE does not really make the list of things that she needs. And even late game, like Smolder doesn't really care about it. Smolder like doesn't care about it at all. Actually, he much prefers like attack speed. So yeah, so that's why IE is kind of low on the list, and JG is sort of similar, but more about the fact that it's just there to kill Glove, and it will always be weaker than Rabadon's unless you have like more than 400 something HP, which is not realistic for the most part. Blue buff, there's like no early item holders except Zoe and like Ahri. I'm not a huge fan of Ahri as item holder. I think she's too inconsistent. But it has value because Karma is such a good unit, and Karma like significantly gets better with the blue buff over other mana items. Runon's is like prime example of an item that's really good early on, and but has no good late game holders. I don't think since set 6 Runon's has ever been in has ever been like best in slot for any unit. So it is the like poster child for a tempo item. You can slam it and it'll give you a lot of tempo. Like you can slam it on like a hunter unit, that anything that has a lot of AD already, and then if you can make it to best case scenario, you're gonna go to Fast 9 and put on Smolder, who is probably the best user of it late game. But if you can't, you kind of have to like either commit to Jinx or play around Kalista, and you're gonna have to accept that Kalista has not the perfect items, but hopefully the tempo you receive from slamming this early is enough to carry you, to Fast 9 after you hit Kalista and like cap out on 9 with Kalista. But yeah, we talked about Vow. I think Vow is like, is basically scales off how good your cast is, and or the later the game is, the better units you have and the better cast you have. Just compare the cast quality of a Tahm Kench casting versus a Blitzcrank casting. They're both good, but obviously one was a lot more impactful. So good later on, not much value early on, but it's still a tank item in a sense. So it's if you have to slam it, you slam it, and you'll find a use for it later on. But it kills tier, so be careful about that. Deathblade, terrible late game, or terrible, not bad early game, just no one holds it late game. It's like Varus is the only one. Varus is like terrible in the stats. Titans, people asked about this on Twitter. I don't think it's very good right now, or it will ever be this set. Anyone that could hold it late game and that does well with it will also do well with any other item. So there's no benefit to making it, and no one can use it early on. It's just I think it's all around a bad item. Fiora is probably the best user of it, but again, she can hold any other item besides Titans and do fine. Hodge BT +1, right? It could be that +1 could be Sterix. It can also be another BT. That could be IE even. That could be Spark, or sorry, not Spark. Even Shroud. It could be QSS. Speaking of QSS, I raised it from D tier to C tier because of Mordekaiser essentially. Mordekaiser is like insanely good right now, and it's actually like really good on stats for him, which kind of makes sense when you think about how he's a 40 mana unit that gets tanky because he casts a lot, right? Like if you look at, let's see, like Mordekaiser right now, to look at his stats a bit. Let's go like 2+, probably 2+, because sometimes you 3-star him a lot, right? It's because of the 4 Vanguard meta. This is place change for items and builds. Yeah. So where is items? Like unit delta or like that. So we have to get rid of. Okay, ignoring obviously all these items, like that are like artifact and stuff, and like units with like small sample size. Adaptive is by far, like not by far, but probably his best item. And you got like what's low sample size? You want at least 1,000. This is pretty close, but not quite. QSS is like 200, and he doesn't do like that bad with it. So if you combine that with the fact that you can put it on Kassadin, Jax, it's like best in soft Kassadin, then it sort of raises, like, it's, I don't think it can be quite as bad as the other units and other items in D tier. I would leave it in D tier, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Mordekaiser is a unit that you can move it onto later on, right? Like if slamming QSS forces you to like commit Kassadin when you're contested, you know, just having ability to like put it on someone later on and like actually have value is, I think, enough for it to like buff it up. There are a lot of good 5-cost users for it, but it's not, it has like no early game power, right? So you can't use the same argument as Runon's Hurricane as like, because you're not going to get the value early game to make it to Fast 9 with QSS. So yeah, that's what I'd say about that. I could, if someone said like they think it's D tier, I would probably just be like, okay, I can see it there. I'm not really going to argue. I know a lot of people have been vouching for QSS, and I think the amount, like, the amount of stats it gives you is like what, I think 58% attack speed overall, and immunity plus like what, 25 MR, and ability to spec into crit builds. All that sounds good enough to like be a good item, but like the CC immunity part is so like first rate. Like if the unit doesn't need CC, it's useless. If it needs CC, it's like the best item on it, which makes it like have such a weird identity, and also like the fact that it's useless early on. So honestly, I've been saying this a lot. I think they should just rework the item altogether and like leave CC immunity to like artifacts or like augments, but that's getting off topic for the video. So yeah, I probably wouldn't build it early on, but if I had Kassadin or Jax and I could play reroll, then I could definitely see myself playing them. But yeah, but again, this is a tier list based on how often I would make these the moment I get the items for it, and that's why Edge Knight, Giant Slayer, and Guardbreaker are all D tier, because I would almost never ever make these guys early on. So Giant Slayer is obvious, even considering how bad it is early on. I think that even if you fulfill the conditions, it is not a very good item, the amount of stats it gives you. It's been reworked to this weird spot where like they want to make it good for AP, but Now it's just like mediocre on both, unless it's like a third item and you already have a bunch of stats for your unit somehow, like with augments. Edge of Night is like doesn't do anything early game. Probably might be worse than QSS in terms of tempo, and no one needs it late game. Guardbreaker is only better, like it's only good as an item if you have a crit build. So if you have IE or JG already, and then even then it's like about the same level as a regular item. So without it, it's like worse than a regular item, and it doesn't give you enough stats, right? Like it won't show here because the API is kind of wonky right now for the site, but it is not just not subpar in all aspects. But yeah, that's why I would not slam Guardbreaker, and this was basically my rundown of the tier list that I made. I had some questions, and I want to on other platforms, and I want to give a more in-depth rundown. I'll be trying to do this every patch, I think. I'm not going to do like a full rundown, but I'm going to be releasing like a comp, a meta report, and then I'll be covering like what changes on the tier list. So if you're interested to see that and this video helped you, then leave a like, subscribe, the usual. Check out our Twitter where we post these more bite-sized and text form type posts. Check out our Discord. We do free coaching every week on Saturdays if I can make it. Not every week because sometimes there's no time for me, but yeah, check out TikTok, the usual and stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, so today we're going to do a long form video here. It's going to be more
No one expects the banana.
It's very like a reprint of the set 6 Ursana where she like knocks back units.
Yep.
She can item hold for Callista. That's like the standard path for this. She'll hold your Ginsu and stuff, and then you sell it for Callista. And then Cat is just spin with anti-heal. She like does like a small dash, I think, and then she like when she spins, she'll like actually like move to targets like if stuff dies, so she won't like waste anything, which is actually pretty nice.
It's a pretty reliable source of anti-heal that she blinks to the largest group within 2 hexes and then hits everything within 2 hexes. That's actually really good.
Yeah, it only lasts. I mean, 5 seconds is decent. Yeah, she's definitely good. I think like this is like she's probably one of the units I've like personally played and optimized the least, so I don't really have that much to say around her. I believe there's probably a very solid Cat comp that exists. I played her with like complete flex units and 4 fairy, 4 warrior, and then she was okay. But that was like my one game of it. Yeah, the emblem is craftable. I believe it's tier. Smet tier is emblem. Pretty good trait, I guess. Frost. This is kind of a unique trait. I don't think it really relates to anything in the past. You get AD and AP. It's pretty standard, like the power curve, like across the thing. You get like a little extra at 9, but that's like kind of expected. And then after like your team kills an enemy, it like the unit you kill turns into an ice soldier. It doesn't really matter what unit you kill, because I believe they all spawn in with the same health and stats, and they don't like have mana. So it's literally just like you spawn in like a
dummy.
Yeah, a dummy pretty much. They do like auto attack, but it's not that much. And then you get more soldiers as you play more Frost. I believe they also like their HP scales with the stage, and probably their armor and R does as well, but I haven't looked. And then at 7 they start exploding on death. The exploding is not like that good, but it definitely like adds up damage wise. And at 9 you get more AD, more soldiers, more explosion. You need 2 spats for it though. Notable synergies in the comp is Olaf and Twitch are both hunters. If you're ever playing Olaf, you're pretty much always going to be playing Twitch. and then play an extra Frost. We have Zillion here, which was the super good trait bot earlier. Warwick is just like a whatever tank. Hui is like the AP carry, kinda, of the thing. He's like a blue buff holder. Blue buff AP holder, he's a blaster. He's like the AP blaster. And then Swain is your tank, shapeshifter. Gains max health, and shapeshifter scales up max health. And then Diana is like the late game melee AP unit.
Late game melee AP unit. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, melee is like kind of a stretch. She'll like dash into largest clump and then like do like a 3-hex AoE or something, or 2-hex AoE.
Kind of Gwen vibes. They reprinted that Gwen, right?
Yeah, but I mean, she does like full circle. She's not like an Icona or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, like full like circle around herself. I don't know. I think for me, this trait's like super underwhelming. It was like very, very strong at the start of PBE, because I think Diana literally had a bug to do triple damage. So people were just playing Frost, and the Frost stats were just insane. And I don't think Riot like understood that Frost wasn't doing anything. It was just Diana. I mean, they probably understood, but like they didn't like come back and like buff the trait back.
Yep.
In my opinion, this is kind of weak, but they did just like buff Olaf by 580, so maybe there's some hope.
Which Olaf is this? Is this reprint?
Not really. He like does like a leap where he basically has 100% uptime. But the thing is, like, I think he's like kind of bugged. Like I see him like so often, literally just like jump across the board and like not to his target, which is either like really good or really bad. Like he
Sounds
can
fun.
just jump into Narnia. His spell gives him a bunch of attack speed, CC immunity, and some omnivamp.
Oh, permanent uptime. Interesting. The passive. Interesting.
Oh,
okay.
The actives for. Oh yeah, the passives are not time, but the actives only for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but the passive. When I say permanent uptime, the fact that he leaps when he retargets, so he'll never get, as a melee, he'll never get stuck. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but like I literally just like played a game of him, and like I had like my whole team on the right. I had like the Hui 3. Like I'm trying to focus fire, and then he just dashes to the left. Is stuck on some like tank with no focus fire, and he just dies. So there's that.
Yeah.
Honeymancy. It's kind of like laser, but the thing, it's not flat damage. It's damage that scales based off how much damage like the units do or how much they take. So it has like a lot more like actual like real potential. The problem with laser core was like you just had a bunch of flat damage, so it didn't really matter. And you actually like need like care items and tank items and stuff. You can't just like make spark sunfire and nothing else.
Yep.
But yeah, they all like spawn with bees. And then the bees do damage every 3 seconds. You do more damage, like the bees do more damage from like you have 7.5% damage scaling and only 22.5% damage taken scaling. And then when a honeymancer dies, 1 bee goes to the next unit, so like eventually get like extra bees under your stuff. You don't really want to stack any of these, to be honest, because only 1 bee moves, not like all the laser drones in the past.
Yeah, that's sad. I liked all the laser drones. That was the best part of the trait.
Yeah, I mean, you get some of that with 7, but you need like 2 spats for it. It is craftable. I believe it's a spec glove. It's kind of weird though, like 2 craftable and lose only 5 units, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Blitz is there's 2 tanks and 3 carries. Blitz and Nuno is a tank. He gains a shield based off AP and HP, and Vanguard is like the trait where you get a shield at the start and when it goes low. So that like super HP scaling. Blitz is very good. At current like scaling, he's like probably. I mean, I don't have to look at all the 1-cost tanks, but he might be the best. And then Nunu, he's a Bastion. It's the armor, MR, tank trait. He bites, does a decent chunk of damage, and then flat heals. And he also just has like a chill, but it's kind of fake because he's hitting frontline. But he's a pretty good tank as well. Like the healing is solid. At 3 stars, a bunch of HP. Ziggs is like a AP version of last set's Caitlyn. He throws a bomb to the opposite side, and then he does like a little bit of splash damage, so not like 1-to-1. Like he has like a way to kill multiple units. The main thing he does is a single target. Definitely trying to like snipe enemy carries. He's alright. Encanter, he has AP. Yeah, he's pretty good. The way I've seen this played the most though is with Ogma. He's the AD carry of the comp. Hunter is a trait that gives AD, and then what he does is he like spits honey. He's at 75 mana. And it does like some splash damage, and it also like does like a bit of piercing. It also like buffs adjacent units, and then also like whoever, like if you ever like spit at the enemy front line and your front line gets hit, they also get the attack speed buff. But he gives an attack speed buff to adjacent units, kind of like Send it with 80, but this one gives attack speed. I guess it's.
So do you
similar.
position this kind of like bulldozer, where you like build that weird like diagonal line so that the like ooze goes through your whole team into their team?
Not really. To go infinite with this effect and do a bunch of magic damage.
Cool. I like this archetype. I like having
Zerath. He like the unit himself.
An Olaf board.
It'll also like 10% DR when shield, so a little bit of extra synergy with actual shield items, and then it procs at combat start and at 50% health, so they get the effect twice. Honestly, this trait is.
You won't make the same mistake as last set. 99% of players aren't familiar enough with the strongest lines and fall too far behind, ruining their LP algorithm for the rest of the set. Set 12 will be going live in just under 10 days, and most players don't have a clue on how to play Pyro Varus, the strongest AD comp in the game. You'll have about 3 days before everyone can test you, so learn this line and learn it fast. Play as much Pyro units as possible, and 2 to 4 blasters. There are a lot of variations, so hold these units. Play whatever you hit first. Varus wants Shojin, Infinity Edge, and Deathblade. No red buff, no Rage Blade. He gets too much attack speed from Pyro. Build Even Shroud and not Last Whisper, as his cast happens before Last Whisper applies. Cap out with 5 costs like Briar, Smolder, Camilla, and Diana. This time, you'll be the one ahead of the meta, and you won't make the same mistake as last set. 99% of players aren't familiar enough with the strongest lines. Whenever I get a new student, I always ask them to say, what is your biggest issue and right now, and what do you want to get out of the session by the time we're done? 90% of the time, they always say something along the lines of, I feel like my early game is fine, and I always often I win streak till stage 3, against stage 4, and that's when I start running into issues. I can't figure out how to either convert my comp, I can't build a good board, and I just bleed out, and I go bot 4 from that spot. Unless I high roll, which I can top 4. And the funny part is, they think the issue is at stage 4 when the issue is always stage 3 or stage 2. If you're bleeding out on stage 4 and you feel like you don't have enough resources, you don't have HP to maybe roll at 4-2 or 4-5, or the gold even, that's gonna be because you didn't set up your stage 3 properly, right? You didn't play your strong sport, you didn't play your stage 3 or stage 2 optimally, so you don't have enough gold by stage 4, or you don't have enough HP. Stage 1 and stage 2 are the foundation. Those decisions you make on stage 1, stage 2 are the most impactful. Whenever I get a new student, I always ask them to say, what is your biggest issue and right now, and what do you want to get out of the session by the time we're done? 90% of the time, they always say something along the lines of, I feel like my early
Patch 14.17 is bringing a lot of buffs and nerfs, shifting
If you can't get exactly this build, in other words, have Shojin as your third item, then I generally would not recommend going for this. But if you know that you can play exactly this build on Kog'Maw, it's pretty good. When it comes to your hero to it that are better than others, so good. Finally, we have in S tier a standard level 8 composition that you can play around that does not require a super specific setup, but there are some ways to play into it that are better than others. So first of all, let me just mention some of the augment choices here. Fortune favors the bold. If you get the Fortune augment, it is very good. This is the one that rewards you for losing for a long period of time and then winning. Ideally, you're going to lose streak into stage 4, win on 4-1, and then you just win the rest of the game. Risky moves, this is just an augment that gives you a ton of gold. Those extra resources help you hit the 4 cost when you need to in stage 4. And then Giant and Mighty is just a good combat augment. Golden Quest is also very, very strong with this. So that is the augment that you can get offered on 3-2 right here. That says once you get to 162 gold, you'll get a free 2-star 5-cost champion and 3 items for them. It's absurdly broken, especially if you get something like risky moves into it. Of course, that might be difficult sometimes to survive, but yeah, there's a lot of different ways to play this. And the main thing I want to show here is this is the board without any 5 cost at all. But of course, this is not a very strong board. You're going to eventually slowly transition this into the max cap board, which is this right here. Okay, so this is what you're eventually trying to get into. This is the level 9 board with all the different 5 costs that you're looking to play around. Of course, you can move items from Fiora over to Camille. If you hit Camille 2, you can also move them over to Briar, although generally speaking, if you are not able to feed the Briar, I do not recommend doing this. But this is your absolute max cap. So this is what you're aiming for. The other board that I showed is sort of the way to get there. There are other things you can do as well that I guess I could show real quickly here. So you can also play around Olaf. And when it comes to Olaf, the big thing is that you're trying to substitute this shapeshifter with Swain. And then you're also going to play Olaf over Fiora. So it looks something like this, where you drop these 2 units and then you play Olaf. Let me show this real quick. So we get the Swain in and then you get Olaf in. And this is not very strong. Let me be clear about this. This is a board that you can play on level 8. You would just want to drop out of one of these units here. So let's just drop out of the Morgana for now. And this would be something that you can play on level 8 if you weren't able to find Fiora 2, but you were able to find Olaf 2. Of course, this is not ideal, but this is the flex part of the board. I don't see that many people playing around this line, but I have seen some challengers do it and I have seen it work out for them. So something to be mindful of. But yeah, this is your standard composition. This is what you should default to when you don't have a good spot for any of the reroll compositions that are listed in this patch guide, as well as any of the +1 emblem compositions that you can't play unless you get that emblem. So make sure that you are familiar with how to play Callista. Finally, in S tier, we have the composition that caused the B patch in the first place. That's RE Bastion reroll. You can still argue this is an S tier as long as you get one of the good augments. So I have listed a couple of the best ones here. Prismatic Ticket, by far the best augment for this comp. Both of the hero augments for Lilia and Poppy are quite good. You can also get Upgraded Adventure here. So let me go ahead and show that. Upgraded Adventure, this is the thing that gives you a huge reward if you get 4 champions to 3-star. You can also get Silver Ticket, which is the scuffed version of Prismatic Ticket. You can also get something like Pandora's that can be quite good. Both versions, by the way, Pandora's Bench and Pandora's items can be quite good. Component Buffet is also good. Anything that guarantees perfect items, because as you can see, there's a lot of rods that are required to make this composition work. If you're really trying to itemize everybody, it's quite good to be able to guarantee those perfect components. Okay, so when it comes to the hero augments, I'm showing some of the best in slot builds that you can consider here. So BT double Sterix, very good on Poppy. You can also go double BT plus Sterix for kind of unique builds that not a lot of people are talking about, but are actually quite strong. Your standard build is BT Sterix plus Titans. You can also go IE in this final slot. You can go Hodge IE. You can go Edge of Night. There's a lot of different ways to itemize Poppy, but this is what I have seen as being the best. On Lilia, the main thing is that you want to make sure that you get Bloodthirster plus either Crown Guard or Ionic Spark. The best third item is whichever one you didn't get. So if you have Crown Guard, then you want Ionic. If you got Ionic, you want Crown Guard. But if you can't get that as your third item, there's a lot of different options that are acceptable. Like Warmogs is quite good. There's also Archangel that can be quite good, but ideally you're able to get both Crown Guard and Ionic Spark. When it comes to itemizing Ari here, the big thing of note here is that Adaptive Helm is better than Blue Buff, so try to make sure that you're able to get Adaptive Helm onto her. Double Adaptive is quite strong. You can also go Adaptive plus any rod item is quite good as well. There's also a crit base build that you can go for, which would be the Blue Buff Guard Breaker Jeweled Gauntlet. You can also go for Rabadons plus Jeweled Gauntlet and Adaptive. There's a lot of ways to build Ari. The big thing is that you're really just looking to get as much AP as possible, as well as Adaptive Helm onto her, and that can be quite good. Zoe is not a high priority for items, but she can hold Shiv quite well, and if you have any extra tiers, you can kind of throw it over to her. She's especially worth itemizing if you get Spellblades here. That can make it a lot better because she's actually quite good with Spellblades. And then lastly here for Rise, we talked about this a little bit during the Portal +1 portion of the S tier compositions. You're really just looking for as many rod items as well as anti-heal onto him, and that is as strong as it's going to get. When it comes to the way that you play this, you're never going to dip below 50 gold. So on 3-1, even though this is a 1-cost reroll, you also really need to hit RE3. So you're only going to roll to 50 gold on 3-1. And in some circumstances, if you have a lot of copies of your 1-cost, then you should wait until you natural into level 5 on 3-2, and then start rolling there to 50 gold, or at least until you get an econ charm every single turn. So those are the main ways to play this composition. It's still quite strong, still belongs in S tier, and highly recommend playing it if you have a good spot for it. First up in A tier, we have a pretty niche composition. This is the hero augment for Elise, Spider Queen, and her best in slot is Bloodthirster, Warmogs. You pretty much always want to get those 2 items onto her. And then her third best item is Archangel, but this can also be a Crown Guard, it can be an Ionic Spark, it can be a Rabadon's, but this is her full best here. Nasus can carry any utility items. Redemption in particular is quite strong with Shapeshifters, and then also any remaining tank items can go onto him. And eventually you want to play around Smolder carry. Before Smolder, you might want to play around some other Rageblade carries in the backline, so something like Jinx with Namzi might be an option for you, or you might be able to just play around Varus once you're able to find him. So you're really just looking in the early game to roll down on 3-1 for at least 3, and then eventually maybe slow roll through stage 3 if you don't find her, and you're going to look for playing around Blaster backline eventually, and you can play around Hunters until then. Alright, next up in A tier, we have Pyro +1. This requires getting a Pyro emblem either from Spatula or from one of your augments. And there are 2 main final boards that you're looking for here. So first of all, you're usually going to play all 4 of the Pyro units. And then your ideal Pyro Spat holder is Smolder, but you can also play around Callista or Nyla until you're able to get to this, this 5-cost. And then in terms of how you fill out the rest of the board, you can go for Arcana units like Hecarim, Xerath. Alright, next up in A tier, we have Pyro +1. This requires getting a Pyro emblem either from Spatula or from one of your augments. And there are 2 main final boards that you're looking for here. So first of all, you're usually going to play all 4 of the Pyro units. And then your ideal Pyro Spat holder is Smolder, but you can also play around Callista or Nyla until you're able to get to this, this 5-cost. And then in terms of how you fill out the rest of the board, you can go for Arcana units like Hecarim, Xerath, and Camille. And this will give you a pretty well-rounded level 9 board. Then there's also the option of going for the Warrior Preserver line, which would be your Fiora, Rakan, and Morgana. Both of these are viable options. I believe the Xerath, Camille, Hecarim option is slightly stronger, but you kind of go with whichever one you have the items for, or whichever one you can hit first. But you really want to try to play around Smolder when you get Pyro Emblem. Next up, we have our first reroll composition in A tier. This is Nyla Warriors, especially strong if you're able to get some of these augments on the right side here, like March of Progress, Unleash the Beast, and Keepers. When it comes to itemizing your carries, you want to make sure that you get 3-item Akali and 3-item Nyla. You really want to prioritize getting Bloodthirster onto Akali as well as Edge of Night, and then when it comes to Nyla, items, Sterix is very strong, Last Whisper is very strong. Bloodthirster is actually surprisingly less necessary on Nyla because she keeps herself alive pretty well. But when it comes to Akali builds, you really want to get this BT plus Edge of Night if possible. She is noticeably stronger if you're able to get those 2 things. And then her third item wants to be some sort of attack damage item, and leftover items go over to Katarina. You want to hold on to all of your Katarinas while rolling on 6 for Akali and Nyla. That way, when you level up, hopefully you have around on 6 Katarinas, and then you can roll on 7 for Katarina 3, and you cap around this board. All right, next up we have another hero augment. This one's relatively straightforward. You're just looking to play as many vanguards as possible, as well as 3 mage. The ideal 2 mages that you play are Nami plus Nora. And then one thing I wanted to mention that's hero augment. This one's relatively straight. That way when you level up, hopefully you have around... Really want to try to play around Smolder when you get Pyro Emblem. Next up, we have our first reroll composition in A tier. This is Nyla Warriors, especially strong if you're able to get some of these augments on the right side here, like March of Progress, Unleash the Beast, and Keepers. When it comes to itemizing your carries, you want to make sure that you get 3-item Akali and 3-item Nyla. You really want to prioritize getting Bloodthirster onto Akali as well as Edge of Night. And then when it comes to Nyla items, Sterix is very strong, Last Whisper is very strong. Bloodthirster is actually surprisingly less necessary on Nyla because she keeps herself alive pretty well. But when it comes to Akali builds, you really want to get this BT plus Edge of Night if possible. She is noticeably stronger if you're able to get those 2 things. And then her 3rd item wants to be some sort of attack damage item, and leftover items go over to Katarina. You want to hold on to all of your Katarinas while rolling on 6 for Akali and Nyla. That way when you level up, hopefully you have around 6 Katarinas, and then you can roll on 7 for Katarina 3, and you cap around this board. All right, next up we have an while rolling on 6 for Akali and Nyla. That way when you level up, hopefully you have around 6 Katarinas, and then you Progress, Unleash the Beast, and Keepers. When it comes to itemizing your carries, you want to make sure that you get 3-item Akali and 3-item Nyla. You really want to
Morgana can go over Zillion, Camille will go over Jax. Moving on to the actual composition now, this is what our default level 8 cluster board is going to look like. Technically, this is the low roll version if we do not hit any of the 5 costs that we want. What is this comp? This is a level 8 physical damage comp where we essentially have 3 main units. We have Callista as our backlane AD carry DPS. We have a melee carry. This can be either AD or AP. And then we also have a main tank. Technically, melee carry can be 2 ranged units as well, such as like Gwen or Morgana. But this can be just any frontline carry duo to help out Callista with damage. So those are the 3 main units that we're going to play around in this cluster composition. Because of the new nerfs to Fiora and Nasus, we're going to change this a little bit. So instead of always trying to get that Fiora duo carry, we can now also play around Camille, Briar, and Gwen. Technically, we could do this before, but now we are more encouraged to do this. And then also, as I mentioned, the Nasus tankiness is untouched, but will deal less damage now. This is what the initial board looks like. We have a ton of traits here. 3 multi-strikers, so our Callista is pumping out damage. 2 Chrono from our Jax and Zillion. Jax eventually becomes Camille. 2 Fairy, so we get that Fairy crown onto our Callista with Callista and Rakan pairing. Preserver, just for some extra healing and mana gen. Pyro, in this case we have Pyro from Akali Nasus. Shapeshifter is very important because Nasus is going to be our main tank, at least in this version, so giving him that extra HP from Shapeshifter is super important. And then we also have Warrior for some healing, extra damage, and Witchcraft for some extra debuff to the enemies. That is what the default Callista board looks like. We're going to talk about some itemization now. So as mentioned, Callista is going to be our backline DPS 80 carry. This is going to be the unit that we want to be itemizing first and item prioritizing. So the thing with Callista is you only need to make 2 items for her, and she really likes bow items. So none of this Infinity Edge. We want to be going for bow items such as like Rage Blade, Last Whisper Red, and Runons. Any combination of this is fine. You just have to make sure that on your board you have some sort of Sunder. Callista applies it best because she is very consistent. And then if you don't have like a Sunfire Cape, then you could build Red. Rage Blade is fine as well. And then Runon's worst case scenario. For our AD melee carry, so this is going to be like Fiora, this is going to be Briar, this is going to be Camille, maybe even Olaf too on your initial roll down for a bit. BT Sterix is a very strong combo for these units. Gives them sustain, gives them tankiness, and then that +1 can be either an Infinity Edge, Edge of Night, Deathblade, or a QS. And then last but not least, for our main tank, so in this case it can be Nasus, it can be Taric, it can be Rakan, but Rakan is probably the worst out of these 3 tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, and then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast are very good. One thing to note is classic tank items such as like Bramble, Declaw, Stoneplate. They're not as good in the meta right now. Declaw got its healing cut by 50%, which is huge. Bramble is just not that great of an item, and Stoneplate is only good on Wukong. Of course, based off tempo, sometimes you have to slam these items and they're not ideal, but this is game to game case scenario. But this is going to be best in slot main tank items, and then this is going to be not as great as items. So that is going to be what the BIS itemization is going to be for the level 8 board. Moving on, we're going to talk about the higher level 8 board. So there's essentially going to be 3 main legendary units that we're going to look for. Technically, we can also look for like Xerath, Urklang, and Arcana version, but I'll talk about that later. The 3 are going to be Morgana, Camille, and Briar, and each of these have a replacement. So Morgana can go over Zillion, Camille will go over Jax, and Briar will go over Nico. And then regardless whether it's Jax 2 or Nico 2, we will be replacing these units because Briar CC is better just than a Nico, and then a Camille 1 is better than a Jax 2. On level 9, if you do somehow hit all 3 of these and you're playing this board, then you will add that Zillion on level 9 for another Preserver plus 2 Chrono, which is very important for keeping your team healthy. So those are the level 8 Callista default variations. Now we're going to move on to like AP variations. So what if we have no AD bruiser items? We had prior that Callista items. We got those bows off of Carousel. However, we were just dropped a lot of rods. We dropped like some gloves. Then we can play around Gwen on stage 4 instead of that Fiora. So this is an example if we have no AD bruiser items, I have AP items. We play this board instead. We still get worried. We have Sugarcroft with Bard and Gwen, and we have our Arcana version as well. Eventually, you're going to move these items to Diana 2 or Morgana 2 in this example down here, and we can cap out still by playing Camille, and eventually, in this case, we can play Xerath and Arcana that Xerath for that late game true damage from all the charms that we've been buying. In regards of whether or not to move items to Diana or Morgana level 9, it just really depends on which one you have to start, or at least like which one you have paired. Both of them use very similar items like Decap, Adaptive Helm, Crown Guard, Spark, BT. All of these are great to even Val. So that is the AP duo version of Callista, and the very last one is just the no Fiora Callista but still playing around AD. So in this case, you need another melee item holder that will replace this Fiora. So this is going to be either like Briar or Camille, and then also Olaf too if you hit him on your roll down and you need to stabilize on stage 4. In this case, your main tank can either be Tark or Nasus 2-star depending on what you hit first, and then you will do some replacements eventually on level 9 or just when you hit, unless they're not itemized, or unless they are itemized. So Diana will go over Tark, Camille will go over Jax, Briar will go over Nico, and then Xerath can go on level 9. Carry. We can now also play around Camille, Briar, and Gwen. Technically, we could do this before, but now we are more encouraged to do this. And then also, as I mentioned, the Nasus tankiness is untouched, but will deal less damage now. So this is what the initial board looks like. We have a ton of traits here, 3 multi-strikers, so our Callista is pumping out damage to Chrono from our Jax and Zillion. Jax eventually becomes Camille to Fairy, so we get that Fairy crown onto our Callista with Callista and Rakan pairing. Preserver, just for some extra healing and mana gen. Pyro, in this case, we have Pyro from Akali Nasus. Shapeshifter is very important because Nasus is going to be our main tank, at least in this version, so giving him that extra HP from Shapeshifter is super important. And then we also have Warrior for some healing, extra damage, and Witchcraft for some extra debuff to the enemies. So that is what the default Callista board looks like. We're going to talk about some itemization now. So as mentioned, Callista is going to be our backline DPS AD carry. This is going to be the unit that we want to be itemizing first and item prioritizing. So the thing with Callista is you only need to make 2 items for her, and she really likes bow items. So none of this Infinity Edge. We want to be going for bow items such as like Rage Blade, Last Whisper, Red, and Runons. Any combination of this is fine. You just have to make sure that on your board you have some sort of Sunder. Callista applies it best because she is very consistent. And then if you don't have like a Sunfire Cape, then you could build Red. Rage Blade is fine as well. And then Runon's worst case scenario. For our AD melee carry, so this is going to be like Fiora, this is going to be Briar, this is going to be Camille, maybe even Olaf too on your initial roll down for a bit. BT Sterix is a very strong combo for these units. Gives them sustain, gives them tankiness, and then that +1 can be either an Infinity Edge of Night, Deathblade, or a QS. And then last but not least, for our main tank, so in this case, it can be Nasus, it could be Taric, it can be Rakan, but Rakan is probably the worst out of these 3 tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, and then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast. BT Sterix is a very strong combo for these units. Gives them sustain, gives them tankiness, and then that +1 can be either an Infinity Edge of Night, Deathblade, or a QS. And then last but not least, for our main tank, so in this case, it can be Nasus, it could be Taric, it can be Rakan, but Rakan is probably the worst out of these 3 tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, and then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast are very good. One thing to note is classic tank items such as like Bramble, Declaw, Stoneplate. They're not as good in the meta right now. Declaw got tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, and then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast are very good. One thing to note is classic tank items such as like Bramble, Declaw, Stoneplate. They're not as good in the meta right now. Declaw got its healing cut by 50%, which is huge. Bramble is just not that great of an item, and Stoneplate is only good on Wukong. Of course, based off tempo, sometimes you have to slam these items and they're not ideal, but this is game to game case scenario. But this is going to be best in slot main tank items, and then this is going to be not as great as items. So that is going to be what the BIS itemization is going to be for the level 8 board. Moving on, we're going to talk about the high roll level 8 board. So there's essentially going to be 3 main legendary units that we're going to look for. Technically, we can also look for like Xerath if we're playing an Arcana, Last Whisper, Red, and Runons. Any combination of this is fine. You just have to make sure that on your board you have some sort of Sunder. Callista applies it best because she is very consistent. And then if you don't have like a Sunfire Cape, then you can build Red. Rage Blade is fine as well. And then Runon's worst case scenario. For our AD melee carry, so this is going to be like Fjord, this is going to be Briar, this is going to be Camille, maybe even Olaf too on your initial roll down for a bit. BT Sterix is a very strong combo for these units. Gives them sustain, gives them tankiness, and then that +1 can be either an Infinity Edge of Night, Deathblade, or a QS. And then last but not least, for our main tank, so in this case it can be Nasus, it could be Taric, it can be Rakan, but Rakan is probably the worst out of these three tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, and then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast are very good. One thing to note is classic tank items such as like Bramble, Declaw, Stoneplate, they're not as good in the meta right now. Declaw got its healing cut by 50%, which is huge. Bramble is just not that great of an item, and Stoneplate is only good on Wukong. Of course, based off tempo, sometimes you have to slam these items and they're not ideal, but this is game to game case scenario, but this is going to be best in slot main tank items, and then this is going to be not as great as items. So that is going to be what the BIS itemization is going to be for the level 8 board. Moving on, we're going to talk about the high roll level 8 board. So there's essentially going to be 3 main legendary units that we're going to look for. Technically, we could also look for like Xerath if we're playing an Arcana version, but I'll talk about that later. The 3 are going to be Morgana, Camille, and Briar, and each of these have a replacement. So Morgana can go over Zillion, Camille will go over Jax, and Briar will go over Nico. And then regardless whether it's Jax 2 or Nico 2, you will be replacing these units because Briar CC is better just than a Nico, and then a Camille 1 is better than a Jax 2. On level 9, if you do somehow hit all 3 of these and you're playing this board, then you will add that Zillion on level 9 for another Preserver plus 2 Chrono, which is very important for keeping your team healthy. So those are the level 8 Kalista default variations. Now we're going to move on to like AP variations. So what if we have no AD Bruiser items? We had Pyro that Kalista items version, so giving him the extra HP from Shapeshifter is super important. And then we also have Warrior for some healing, extra damage, and Witchcraft for some extra debuff to the enemies. So that is what the default Kalista board looks like. We're going to talk about some itemization now. So as mentioned, Kalista is going to be our backline DPS AD carry. This is going to be the unit that we want to be itemizing first and item prioritizing. So the thing with Kalista is you only need to make 2 items for her, and she really likes bow items. So none of this Infinity Edge. We want to be going for bow items such as like Rage Blade, Last Whisper Red, and Runons. Any combination of this is fine. You just have to make sure that on your board you have some sort of Sunder. Kalista applies it best because she is very consistent. And then if you don't have like a Sunfire Cape, then you could build Red. Rage Blade is fine as well, and then Runon's worst case scenario. For our AD melee carry, so this is going to be like Fjord, this is going to be Briar, this is going to be Camille, maybe even Olaf too on your initial roll down for a bit. BT Sterix is a very strong combo for these units. Gives them sustain, gives them tankiness, and then that +1 can be either an Infinity Edge of Night, Deathblade, or a QS. And then last but not least, for our main tank, so in this case it can be Nasus, it can be Taric, it can be Rakan, but Rakan is probably the worst out of these 3 tanks. He's just here for traits. It's going to be main tank, and these tanks want to be holding more of like magic tank items. So this means like Crown Guard, Helm, And then any items such as like Warmox, Redemption, Vow, and Steadfast are very good. One thing to note is classic tank items such as like Bramble, D-Claw, Stoneplate, they're not as good to hit any of the 5 costs that we want. What is this comp? This is a level 8 physical damage comp where we essentially have 3 main units. We have Callista as our backline. This is what